How are you guys doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Damn.
I went to my daughter's field trip to the zoo with her this morning and then had lunch with her. And she went back to school, and then I went straight to work and worked until 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's a pretty busy day.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just my usual coming into work on a Monday, and then I'm like, I think my allergies are pretty bad today with my just
They've been
sinuses because
terrible last
I've been fighting a headache and sinus troubles all day at work, so it just made it just terrible.
Yeah.
But I survived.
Woo.
For now, I'm just kind of brain dead because I've been living off ibuprofen today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zy's also
does.
helps so much for allergies.
Especially because I can feel it right here and right there. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
all the pressures.
Yep, all the pressures. And I know because it's all these gosh darn trees falling. Oh man.
Yeah. Their second
Speaking
littlest came upstairs and was saw the door open. He's like, I see your setup. It's really cool. I'm just grabbing this thing to take downstairs. And I was like, that's okay. The girls are winding down, so how about you hurry up and grab what you head downstairs, honey, and I'll see you in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, the setup is really cool. And he's like, when you have the door closed, it's really hidden. It is very hidden. You're right.
Are you in a closet?
No, I'm actually in their eldest's room right now because she doesn't sleep up here. So there's no mattress, just a bed frame and some of her stuff.
Interesting.
So I'm just in her room right now because Joe's asleep. So because he has to be up at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does he? Yeah. Is he getting started his new job and everything?
He started today. And the old lady training him, 2 hours into his shift, had to go to the hospital for emergency surgery.
Oh.
So,
jeez.
And then he left his phone in the car, and I dropped him off at work because I had an interview during his shift. And so he left his phone in the car, and then that happened. And then apparently he almost stole an old lady's water bottle because he didn't know it was her water bottle, I guess. And then,
it was just a very chaotic first day.
A very good first day. And then because he had no way to contact me, when I came to pick him up, I was parked in the very back of the parking lot. And it's just a dirt parking lot free for all, right? And I was just parked in the back because I didn't want to block off anything. And I wasn't sure. And I just pushed the seat back and I was laid all the way down in the car because I forgot my book and my phone charger. My phone was dying.
Oh,
so it was
no.
it's nap time. And he's like, I thought you didn't know how to get to me or you forgot to come pick me up. And I was just going to walk into the parking lot like an idiot, pretending I knew what I was doing, that I saw your car. And I was like, I've been here for 6 to 10 minutes waiting for your shift to get out.
I'm here.
My interview was scheduled for 1. I got done with my interview before 1 o'clock and then had to spend 2 hours in Hillsdale waiting for him to get out of work because it's a 30-minute trip back to this house from there, and I didn't want to make that trip to go back out to pick him up. So I spent 2 hours and I forgot my book and my phone charger.
Oh no.
Such a bad 2 hours.
Such a Monday mood, jeez.
Monday mood. I'm so sad. So
I got to go to the zoo.
Oh yay.
Yeah, apparently she got to go to the zoo.
That's fine.
Yeah. I went to the zoo with my daughter this morning for her last field trip of the school year. And then we had lunch, and then I dropped her off at to go back to school, and then I went to work and worked until 6 o'clock. So
as one does.
All day. Yeah. Yay, all day.
I had to get up at 5 a.m. with Joe to bring him to work by 6 in a place I didn't know. And then I was sick all night last night, so getting up was really bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and my mother-in-law teased that it was probably all the alcohol I drank on Mother's Day, and I didn't even drink much. I drank half. I drank one whole beer that I had and then half of the other 2 and then gave them to somebody else because I didn't want them anymore.
So you had 2 beers.
I had 2 beers. And
I
very
had
spaced
more
out
than
between
that.
those. And it was just like, it was really bad.
I think you need a little more than that to,
That would affect you that much.
I got a good
Mhm.
buzz on the first one, then sobered up, and then had the half of the other one and the half of the other one, and got another good buzz, and then sobered up before bed. Like, it wasn't anything crazy.
Oh boy.
Bad. And then I've been going on a walk with my sister-in-law every day. We go for at least a 2 to 3 mile walk every day.
Ooh, that's
nice.
nice. Fun.
Today was the first day we didn't bring any of the kids except for the baby. Like,
Nice.
so we went around the block
Cool.
8 times. But yeah, otherwise we take all the kids, we go on a trail, which is all the way across town to the park, and then all the way back, which is about 3-ish miles, 3.5 miles. We do that every day.
That's pretty good.
The kids
Yay.
Your
fucking
steps in.
hate it. Most of the kids hate it. There's a couple kids that don't mind, but all the kids hate it. Why do we have to
Oh,
take this
boy.
path? Why is it so far away? Are we there yet? I don't want to walk. I'm tired. My legs hurt. Why are we doing this? And we're like, we told you you could stay home. This was optional. Like,
This was optional.
No,
Enjoy the
children,
dark.
you gotta complain.
yep.
Yes.
You know. It is what it is.
Oh yes. And so, yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Fun stuff. Did you guys all have a good Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Either with your kiddos or with your own mothers or motherly figures?
Yeah, it was a pretty relaxed day. My mom, it was funny is my family were like, oh, we should have steaks on the grill, and my mom was like, no, it's too expensive, for the 7 of us, and let's just do burgers. And we're like, okay, we'll do burgers. And then my dad in a private chat, he's like, let's do steaks. Well, I'll just pitch in. And
Everybody bring BYO steak.
well, pretty much we ended up
BYOS.
all like sending some money to my dad. And while my mom and I, for example, we serve at church on Sunday. So we're working cameras and stuff like that. So my dad just goes to the store and gets the steaks,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then of course, like, I go home and I cook up like homemade mashed potatoes and stuff. And so apparently I asked my dad about mom's reaction, and he was like, well, she was, grateful for steaks, but of course she's all like, how much was this? You made the kids do what? And I'm like, Mom,
Nobody
your
made
children are in your 30s and late 20s. We can all pitch in to get some steaks. But, like, I've learned that you can't turn off the mom switch. And so she's always in mom mode. And I'm like, we can spoil you. It's okay.
Yeah.
But she just didn't like the fact that, because she was like, oh, the steaks were wonderful. But she's like, you guys spent too much. It's like,
No.
but it was good because I made those the box of the gluten-free Red Lobster biscuits with the steaks, and then sautéed mushrooms and onions to go on top of the steaks.
Ooh,
And
that sounds
then
good.
my brother-in-law cooked up the steaks and
Yum.
everything, so it was a nice meal with the family. So
Sounds yummy.
it was very yummy, very very yummy.
We had to feed 14 people, so we did sloppy joes.
That's how you do it.
Sloppy joes, and then my sister-in-law and I took her oldest daughter, her only daughter, and went to the store and bought the beers. And we bought a lot of beers.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, our family did buy beers.
We bought a lot of beers.
So
And we were all kind of drinking. But it was also her oldest son was out of state for a wrestling tournament, and we were hoping that Joey and my brother-in-law would take the kids off our hands so we could go on a relaxed walk for Mother's Day, but then we had all the kids,
and a whole army of them.
like,
Mhm.
and then we went to the further away park, so that was cool. So it was just like action.
Oh.
Love.
Anything too crazy exciting. I don't know. My husband's mom was I don't know, she was working, I guess. She had a couple different things she was doing through the church and whatever all day. So so we weren't really able to do much with her anyway yet. So it sounds like we were planning bike riding and stuff with her, I thought today, but then I guess not everybody could go, so now they're pushing it out till next week. So I guess that's what's happening then. But
Hopefully
other
it'll
than that, I
warm
don't
up
know.
a bit.
Yeah.
It was really
just like
nice
sunny
down
one.
here. It's like been super great.
Cold.
It's been sunny. But I don't know. My husband and I
It's
just
been
basically
sunny, but
spent
it's
the day
been-
relaxing. I kind of dragged him out to go out and adventure a little bit. We just went to the mall, and I got a pin because I wanted to get some more Disney pins.
Yeah.
So he had some fun, and then we went and saw. Well, we were gonna go see the Devil Wears Prada too because that just came out, and I wanted to see that.
Mhm.
But yeah, like all the theaters are like super full, so we decided to go see Mortal Kombat 2 instead. So,
Yeah,
which was most fun, and it was good. So
I bought myself
I feel like it
a
would still be
Yu-Gi-Oh
fun.
card
Yeah.
as an impulse buy, and then
At least
I got
there's not a super aggressive market for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know.
true. There are
Yeah.
no all the Pokemon cards are sold out at the very
Oh,
very
yeah.
pretty Meijer
Yep.
nearby. And then I got my husband to bake me a cake, and he's never baked a cake.
What?
So
Even
I-
like a little instant box thing where you
He
just
is
gotta
literally.
mix, like,
I told him
eggs
just to
and
get me a
milk.
box cake and add the stuff. And he's like, I've never done. He's like, I've always had enough money to just outsource the labor like a true American. So like, why would I sit here and make cheap
like a
box?
true American.
Just give me a damn box
Oh.
cake and make it for fuck's sake, bro.
That's so
Do you
easy.
remember going out,
Oh.
watching America's Next Top Model, and just like box brownies while we were going?
Nope.
just pull up a YouTube. You know, you got some YouTube gamer guys. You know, I'm sure they can play you something.
Back when our
Started
stores were 24
baking the-
hours.
He started baking the cake, and my mother-in-law took over for a minute, and then I joked at him that he outsourced the labor to his mom, and so she handed it, she threw it back at him.
Outsourced. Oh.
And then my sister-in-law is like, oh, she busted out the like electric mixer, like the stand mixer for you. She makes me do it by hand.
Or
must
she's
have been
got
really
the fancy
struggling.
KitchenAid.
It's like the
Well,
so
very
great. It
cheap
looks
mixer.
really. Hers looks really cute though. Low-key kinda jelly. Even though I have a KitchenAid. Yeah, it was great. And then all of my stuff in the storage unit, and then like 3 pieces of furniture are now broken, so that's cool.
Oh no. Did not survive the transport.
One didn't survive my husband. 2 of them didn't survive the transport. So my bike busted through the back of my dresser,
I heard about that.
and then the coffee table or the TV stand, I can't remember which, busted through the back of one of my bookshelves during the transport, and then my husband had to crawl through the storage unit to grab something, and he went in the dumbest way possible and broke through one of my other bookshelves and got
Oh
stuck
no.
and couldn't reach
Was
his
it like
phone.
the thin like cardboard kind of backing?
He didn't. It wasn't the backing he busted through. Busted through the
Oh.
actual shelf. Like, and I'm
Did he
like,
climb it like a ladder?
I guess. I'm
Why?
super annoyed. He said he could fix it, and I was like, you better fucking fix it. That was my newest one, bro. Like, for fuck's sake. So,
No.
that's cool. And I already have all
Don't
my
be
bookshelves
naughty.
filled out,
Yeah.
so I really need all the space that I can get. And I'm like, you
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like, and he's like, I was stuck. And I was like, you broke my bookcase. Can't believe you've done this.
Our marriage is
Your leg
over.
will heal.
Like,
Mhm.
God damn it.
Your leg
So-
will heal, but my bookshelves.
Yeah. And then he did
A
try to make
threat.
it up. He did try to make it up with a kind of he started making me something for Mother's Day, but hasn't finished it yet. So
Not
I
everybody has the
bookshelf.
mending spell.
I stole a walking stick from Abby. All the kids always pick up at least one
How
stick
dare
on
you.
our walks, and my oldest picks up a stick,
Okay.
and then kept handing it off to me, and it's like the perfect size walking stick for me, and it's like beautifully shaped, and I'm like, oh, this is the best stick ever. I looked at her and I was like, you're never getting this back. This is mine now. And
Happy Mother's Day to me.
yeah, that's like
That's my stick now.
about a week before Mother's Day, so this was last week. And I was like, this is my stick now. And I started slowly peeling the bark by hand because it just was like peeling away. And I was like, oh, it's really pretty underneath. So my husband takes his knife and starts whittling it. And I was like, oh, that's really pretty. I think I'm going to make this stick a walking stick, and I'm going to like shave it down, and I'm going to do all this stuff to it. Well, he just stole it before one of my walks, and I was like, I don't have my stick. And he's like, don't worry about it. And I come home, and he has completely whittled it and then put a sealant on it, and now it's like really pretty. And he's like, I'm gonna put a wood finish, another coat of sealant, I'm gonna put a leather wrap on it, and I'm gonna hang something Lord of the Rings from the top, and it will be your beautiful walking stick. And I'm so happy. And one of my nephews is like super excited, so he ran and grabbed it on our last walk. And he's like, here, your stick. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, it was super cute.
Aww.
It was adorable. I was so happy.
I want a nice walking stick. Pixel, where's my walking stick? Go get me one.
2 more. So I have more walking sticks.
Himself a amazing walking stick. It is way too big for me, but it is definitely like a Gandalf style walking stick.
Yes.
I don't want to go get it right now, but it is a gorgeous walking stick.
Mine's out in the garage.
But
and ironically,
he's the one severely allergic to the outdoors, and so he doesn't really walk with it. So.
Lame. Where...
And then it's too big for me, so I'm like,
you can get down.
I mean, I could have it, but it's like a foot taller than my head. And I'm like, that's not gonna work unless I'm really gonna be like witch in the woods over here.
You just shook the table.
You're
Wait.
fine.
Oh, I will.
You can get down.
Yeah,
brother.
So
my Mother's Day, I just saw my mother-in-law. We had brunch, and then just kind of caught up. The kids and I went out to the park, and yeah, the park was interesting. My daughter figured out how to speak bird, which was great. Bird.
Which type of bird?
I'm not sure, but one of the birds in
universal bird
in the
language.
trees just. I can't whistle, but it was like a wee like thing, so she copied it. And then it went wee ew, and then she copied it again. And then it would add one more note and one more note. And then it got
They're
like
having a territorial war cry.
Well, no, here was the funny thing. It got to a point where she messed up trying to copy back what it said. And there was a long pause, and all of a sudden the bird goes, wee ew. And then she copied it again, and it repeated, like, up until where she messed up, and then it would stop and restart from the very beginning. And it just reminded me of, like, the old school Pokemon, like the Clefairy dance.
Oh my gosh. That's so
bird.
Clefairy.
And she's having fun.
I was like, oh, the bird is restarting for you.
Oh my
You
gosh.
lost the game.
Oh my god.
It's restarting.
Pop it. Twist it.
It was awesome. You messed up all the way back.
No, all the way back. Let's try again.
Yep.
He's like, you're just a little slow, I guess. We'll just start from the beginning.
Yep. I'll do it again. 4th time's the charm. So, it was great. So, it was pretty fun watching them go back and forth, though. My son's just all like, really, guys, can we continue walking? No, they're having a conversation. You wait. So, yes. Good times.
Oh, you know.
Yep. Just little druid in the making.
Fair.
Did you just shock me?
Yes. Absolutely.
No, he's probably just being all cuddly because I smell like Link.
Jealousy.
Probably.
Could you?
Smelling you.
Very smell.
my gosh.
Making sure I smell like you, because you're like, ugh, you smell like my brother. My brother.
I went to the store with my sister-in-law today.
Are you done?
No.
Sorry. I just heard somebody coming up this. So I went to the store with my sister-in-law today because she was buying beers for her and her husband, and I wanted my Dr. Pepper that my husband forgot to grab for me earlier. So I was like, I'm gonna go
How
with
dare
you.
thee.
And then I impulse bought some candy, but that's not the point. They were out of their cold 20 ounces of Dr. Pepper, and I was like, this is all I
Oh no,
want.
I have to get a 2 liter. No, okay.
I don't like 2 liters. So I got
I
a
know.
1 liter because it's like I didn't want to buy a whole case. I realized like I don't want a whole case. I just
Don't eat
want
my hoodie.
like 1 drink. But they're not cold. So that's what this is. It's iced Dr. Pepper, and it's only about half of my 1 liter. So, but I'm like still super sad.
Womp womp.
Drink it out of a cup.
I just wanted a 20 ounce. Just wanted a cold 20 ounce.
Been getting a lot
No
of
for you.
liquid death lately. Those are so much fun. My kids thinking that it was swearing on it because I got the cherry obituary. And then, yeah, my son's just like, maybe you shouldn't just like say it. And then I was just all like, say what? He's all like, that word with the O. I know it has a bad word in it. I was like, obituary is not a bad word. And my daughter was like, that's definitely a bad word. And I was like, it's not a bad word. And then so she looks at my son and she's like, you're an obituary. I was like, dude, that's not.
It's not
They
how
just got
you
on the
use
bit word in the
that.
middle. They're like, oh, bitch, it's in the middle of that word. That's a bad word.
That reminds me.
It's like, but it's not a bad word, so I can call people that. No, it's not. That's not.
That's how swears come up. It's like this. It's just
Well,
it ends up being a
okay.
good insult.
I don't allow my daughters to swear.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on.
What I still do is, and then, do you know how much more infuriated people get when they're egging you on and stuff, and you just pull out?
It's so much funnier to rage bait like that.
Dude, I don't flip people off in my car, but that is one as I'm driving by.
Nice.
I know. Your brother just ran off.
That's hilarious.
They get so much angrier, so much more angrier, and I'm not even using swear words.
That's hilarious.
Just going all the way back to 4-year-old.
Okay.
We were on said Pennywise when we were passing a sewer drain, and the same kid that was slowing down the syllables also was like, there was an old guy on a pedal bike near us. I don't think he was going the same way as us, but he was near us at the time. He was like very loudly, he's like, did you just call that old man Pennywise? And we're like, could you say it any louder? Like,
Actually, I can. Can you not hear?
Are you deaf?
I love my nephews. They're hilarious when they're not screaming their heads off. But same with my kids. It's just, we get the best stories out of it.
Dude, I had a parent, because my kids go to the same daycare that I work at, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the parents was just like, hey, you're so-and-so's mom. I was like, yeah. He's like, so my kid learned a phrase. And I was just like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Please, no. And I'm like thinking, like, they don't know anything bad, right? Like, he's all like,
buddy.
he kept turning the TV on mute, because he put a universal thing on his phone
Mm-hmm.
and didn't tell his kid about it. And so, like, he would turn up the volume on the TV and then the dad would just mute it. And he kept doing that back and forth. And then the kid finally caught on to, like, oh, dad's doing it from his phone. And he's like, my kid just looked at me and he just goes, bruh. And he's like, I've never been bruh by a 6-year-old before. And the way he said it, like, He was just all like, I asked him where he heard that, and he was just all like, he said that he heard it from your kid. And he's like, I could see it coming from that one. I could.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Bruh. Meanwhile, my kids are just,
Oh my god.
even at the parents, just the exasperated, like, no.
That's hilarious.
The child explained to me cooked. He was getting the not doing well on the video game. He's like, Mom, do you see what happened? I'm cooked. And now, like, when you make dinner and it's really, really good cooked, but like when cooked in a video game is bad. You don't want to be cooked. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't definitely.
So glad my 7-year-old felt I was so out of touch. To be explained. Cooked was bad. I just can't wait till they have kids or they have to deal with youth. And they're all like,
Same.
I didn't sound that cringe, right?
My littlest has been being a hellion.
The littlest always are, though, to be honest.
Yeah, well, she has 2 kids here that are younger than her.
Mhm.
She's not used
Gotta
to being
show 'em how to
around them
do it right.
24/7. So, the second youngest and her get into it a lot. Like they'll be good all day, and then towards the end of the day, something will break, and one of them ends up scream crying. And then she doesn't know how to handle the baby, and occasionally is like, I wonder what this will happen, and like releases something at the baby, and I'm like, it's so beat up. Like 18 months, man. Like he's very little. Like,
Guy.
leave the baby alone, man. Everybody else will hit you back. The baby doesn't know how. Like, the baby.
I work with that age group. You would be surprised. The type
I mean, that's fair.
of toddler rage.
That's totally fair.
Dude, there was a kid who was standing. We had like a little step climber, right? That led up to like a little wooden platform. This kid brought one of our costumes up on top of the platform and he ripped it out of this other kid's hand, ran up the stairs, decided, like they were getting in a tug of war. So he kind of like bends down and brings it to the ground and stands on it and then put his hand out to like keep the kid low. So the kid couldn't like get good leverage on it. He couldn't, and he was just like, ha 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 ha, just like laughing and smiling. So the kid who had the costume ripped initially, stops. You see the little wheels turn for a second, grabs the costume, just yanks it. And the kid, I'm like, you know what? Actually,
That's hilarious.
I'm like, oh, like this escalated in like 3 seconds. I'm like, guys, please, no. It's great. Sometimes they surprise you. I was like, I didn't see either of these things happening in the span of 3 seconds, but they surprise
never
you.
do.
And also,
Speaking of surprises, not to change the subject from the crotch goblins, but
Go right
I decided to actually take some motivation and try to work on my yard a little bit this weekend, which was an interesting experience because, like, I don't know if it's just like the city of Grand Rapids or just like the neighborhood I'm in or whatever, but somehow I feel like, I don't know how, but my yard, like my front yard that's like by the street, always is now getting like an accumulation of like people's fucking garbage, and it's driving me fucking nuts. I don't really know why, but it's like people like walk by, drink their alcohol, and like throw their bottles in our yard or like shit like that, and I'm just like, this is just really getting old really fast.
Yeah, that's freaking gross, but okay.
I was like, I don't know, some might get like maybe wind blows around or whatever, but I feel like we always get a weird accumulation of people's shit in there, and I'm like, why are people such nasty like hoes? Like don't throw your shit on the ground. Like, I don't really get it, but yeah.
Bro.
I'm like, I don't know what the heck that's about. But yeah, we'll get like tons of like glass beer bottles or things like that too. And I'm just like, okay.
That sucks.
But I'm like, I don't know if that's technically the city to clean up or if we have to clean up all of it or whatever. But I don't know. But I just kind of moved it all into the edge of the street because I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to get around because I had to freaking mow because our yard is like super long back in there, and I need to do like trimming and up of trees and things like that. And I was like, I at least got to freaking mow, but it takes forever because like every time I do it, I have to like clean out my whole front yard, which is just annoying. So,
Right.
yeah, so that was an adventure anyway, trying to clear that out and then mow and not run some. There's a lot of water bottles for some reason this time, which I didn't really understand, but
At least people are hydrated.
they're hydrated at least, I guess.
Hydrated
Yeah,
litter bugs.
Probably vodka.
But
probably. Could be. I don't know. I don't even know, but
You're too young.
got it all cleaned up anyway, so I could get at least the front part. Most of the city doesn't come after us and be grumpy about, and, you know, they don't like long yards. It's just kind of silly anyway, because I don't really.
I think that's like everywhere though, because like we would also get in trouble in Scottville or Muskegon, and now I think
I wanna
that's
say
it's
everywhere. It's part of the town looking nice.
Yeah.
Although it's funny because they decided this initiative where they were planting trees in everyone's front yards because they decided that it looks better, I guess, for the city. I don't really know what the whole point of it is. But I also find it just kind of annoying because it's also like I don't know how they decided to pick these trees either, and I'm like, well, what if they get some that like interfere with like the sewage system or things like that? But hopefully they thought about that beforehand. But yeah, they
We'll see.
like last year or something they planted these
Thinking about
trees.
things beforehand.
I have no idea. They didn't. They just were like, oh, we're coming and planting this tree next week. Yeah, haha. Beautification of the city or something along those lines. But I was like,
I
all right,
can't stand where they
Can
would
they fix
convert.
the potholes first?
Yeah.
They-
No, they put in
Right.
bike paths. They put in like they are they're putting bike paths on the roads and making the roads smaller.
But like won't fix the roads. So
Yeah.
So nobody's gonna bike on them because if they hit a pothole, they're going to break their bike and die.
Well, at least
Well,
when
the
I
cars are going to drive into
least
the
by our
bike lane
house.
because everything's so
I
narrow.
put you down, dude.
That
Right.
they're just
I
gonna
just call them
put
all
it-
manholes because literally you could fit a whole body inside of them. Most
Yeah.
of them.
It's pretty bad.
But the bikes.
What?
You gotta have the bike path. Well,
That's why
my
they got all those
annoyance-
fancy like
maybe
electric
fix the
bikes that they want and electric scooters they want everybody to use.
People just throw
Have they
those
ever
things
tried putting
everywhere.
groceries on those? Like, what?
Nope.
But like, I'm not like it's like some of the bike paths look nice, but the issue I see at least is they're not as heavily used in in Grand Rapids compared to maybe some other cities, and so they end up cutting down lanes in these roads.
Yep.
And then like for example, I'm driving to work. I've literally had to get stuck behind a bus or a semi for several minutes just because it's like I can't pass
pass.
because what they do is it's not just putting a bike path. They put this decorative like divider between the bike path and the road.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, so you
Come on.
really can't. You're
The
just
roads are
like,
tiny to begin with, let alone.
yeah, they are. That's
Yeah.
the problem. It's not like okay, here's another path for bikers, but the infrastructure wasn't there to begin with. So
I think that's the problem, well, at least in our neighborhoods too, with parking, because we get people that park on both
Street
sides,
is
but there's literally like almost like one lane street, and then everyone's
Yeah.
trying to go back and forth, but there's literally only a space for one car. So if you happen to be the one that's trying to go up and there's nowhere to pull off to the side because there's people parked on both sides, then you're just like stuck, or you have to like back up half the street to get another person to go
Now you
through.
get all the
Yeah.
answer out the window, you guys joust. Winner gets to go forward.
Yep. I was like, we're playing chicken now. Like, just go.
Yeah.
see, the most drama I have is coming into my apartment parking lot and seeing someone take my spot. I'm like, that's my spot.
my designated.
Even though I don't. There's no
Dude.
name on it. I've just parked in the same spot for 7 years, and I'm like, that's mine. And the new
Somebody-
neighbor's just wild west, and they're like, whatever spot. And I'm like, it's not even near your apartment. What are you doing?
The other day, somebody
Hey.
broke into my car and stole my prescription glasses out of my. They're not even like Ray-Bans or anything. They are some off-brand Target frames with my prescription in them.
I
not
bet they didn't
tinted or
even put them
anything
on to
fancy.
check them before they
just
borrow.
said,
They're just like sunglasses.
It's not even sunglasses though. They're just my prescription ones because I have a hard time reading. Like I can't
Maybe it
read
was
the
a grandma.
faraway signs. I have my far because like it's really only driving that I have the issue with, and so I just keep them in my car, and they're all like, oh, there's a pair of sunglasses, like weird sized sunglasses that fit over these bulky glasses. And because I would put those on and put the sunglasses over, because the sunglasses are prescription. But they're like, the sunglasses are cheap, weird, like, oversized things. So
You never know what kids like. I feel like it's usually always kids.
I was just like,
Almost.
I hope this asshole gets a migraine. I hope so. But then they really didn't like them though, because I found that, or my daughter found them, outside of our apartment door the other day. They've been missing for a few days. And then it was found kind of like crushed up by the apartment door. And I'm like, I hope you had a headache. And I hope somebody teased you on them, because they weren't for show. They were so I could see. So
That sucks.
I hope they lost a date over it.
I guess my neighborhood I've been pretty, blessed as it's not really
nice
break-ins.
So
It's pretty.
I don't live in the nicest neighborhood, but everyone just kind of keeps their own shit. So for the most part, so
yeah, and I mean, I don't live in a bad neighborhood. Like, it doesn't happen often, but
No, but the fact is, like, you can't leave anything in a locked car. It's just like it's not something I've grown up used to. Like, I've just lived in a small town so it's just like, of course, like,
rules. Is it yours? No, don't touch it. Yes, take care of it.
which I understand. It's like, okay, well, lock your cars. Even like in my hometown, I still lock my doors. But like, like if there's a town I grew up in, I remember having like the front door of my childhood home just wide open all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember that too. Living in a small town.
Yep. You just didn't.
So it's just like when I hear all like some crazy city stories, I'm like, what the frick?
I mean, the most exciting thing that's happened really on our street, we've had drive-bys before, not like at our house, but down the road a little ways. But that's just because there was like a drug, you could know it was like a druggy house. That was
Even that just sounds like
that.
what?
And then somehow, I don't even know what the fuck they were doing. I don't know if they lost control or they were drunk, probably both. But they drove their car up, like, there's like a curb, and they had like another car that was here. I don't know how the fuck they did it, but they caught it at a weird ass angle where their car flipped and ran into a tree across the street. But I'm pretty sure it was probably a drunk person that wasn't paying attention.
Probably.
I saw a story in Muskegon where. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, like the other day, like just on our way to work, we have a little 25-mile-an-hour strip through the main city where it's pretty busy, and you can't, there's so many like crosswalks and stuff, like you really can't go more than 25 miles an hour. But we're driving by there and a car was flipped over on its side. I was like, how did you manage that?
It doesn't take much to push an SUV over. It does not take much.
It's really easy to flip it.
They're so high up, literally 25. They will flip. They have enough bump.
It was like what do you call it? It was something very similar to like my Chevy Aveo. It was like a Chevy Sonic or something like that, like one of those like smaller. Yeah, flipped up onto its side in the middle of the street. And I was like, what happened? I don't understand. Because there was no other car. It didn't look like it got hit.
It's something at the right angle.
It's too lightweight because it's an electric vehicle, and the wind just was like,
like the wind carried it.
Fuck off my street, bitch.
Like,
I saw.
They built these like little ejecto ramps when you go over the bike lane. It's like, and then you flip.
Yeah.
Well, he was hoping to get a speed boost like in Mario Kart if he did a trick.
Right?
Oh, I gotta put a video in. Like, I saw the video of this one, but like a motorcycle hit a car that pulled out in front of him on the intersection. The motorcycle hit the hood of the car and bounced up, and the motorcycle got caught on the traffic light.
I saw a picture of that.
Yeah.
Picture. I think
I got the video.
I saw the picture.
Huh.
Everybody was fine, but the cyclist was just hanging there. He just had to get down by emergency responders.
Did you guys hear about the news
scary.
about and the Denver airport and a person getting hit by a plane?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Apparently, he got sucked up into.
He jumped the fence.
He climbed a barbed wired fence, walked out onto the freeway while a plane was taking off, and he literally got
pretty sure he was suicidal. The way the video looked, he walked right at that plane
because they had engine fires or whatever.
Yeah, because a human being went through the propeller,
and so they had to.
It caught fire. I mean, they're not meant to deal with that.
They're not supposed to do that, and like so. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was bad.
No, it was
I
crazy,
didn't
and-
actually read the article, but I did hear about it.
Yeah, basically the blades in those propellers, they're going so fast. There's literally
Well,
like
yeah, they're
nothing
lifting
left
a
of
whole
Shredder,
freaking
yeah.
plane off the ground. Like,
It wasn't off the ground yet, but it was making speed up
It was
to
taking
go.
off. Yeah, it was taking
Yeah.
off, and the guy, like, he just casually like walked out. It wasn't like he was running or anything. He just like,
You could see he was walking right towards the plane, like he saw it. But
yeah.
Do we
like,
know if he was
it
under the influence of anything, or if
they
he was
said it could
just
be.
doing
They could have
something?
been drunk. They don't. I don't think
They're
that
still
they-
investigating, but like at the same time,
And there's no way to know now.
of him. Well, that's like
Well,
it's
I'm
hard
sure
to
there's
say.
stuff left. They can.
I didn't. It really hit me though when they were showing like this guy had his phone. He was recording everybody going down the emergency chutes, which is
Yeah.
the inflated slide,
Mhm.
and he points over to look at the, I guess the propeller, and of course it's all like a bit charred and everything because it had like, hey, when a human body goes through it, it's not designed,
It's not supposed to do that.
But like he kind of zooms in and you can see slight like blood splatter, and that's when it really hit me. Like it was like, dang, like.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, because everybody at first was like, yeah, so an engine caught fire, and then the plane hit a person, and then it was like,
No.
No, that happened afterwards.
Yeah.
Definitely.
the
Yeah.
person went through there. Well, because a lot of it, when they're testing, they'll actually take like raw turkeys, like when they're testing these things, and throw them in there because, of course, when these planes are flying,
Geese,
could hit a
yeah.
bird.
They might hit
birds,
birds.
a bird.
Yeah.
But of course,
You're
a
not
human
thinking
being,
bigger.
Like,
a 200-pound, like that's different.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's
it was such a
different.
crazy story.
It'll
just
still
to
shred them,
read
but
and
it's not good
realize.
for the engine. That's $1 million fucking repair that's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, it is a very
Yeah.
tragic loss of life, but I'm glad like nobody was critically hurt on the plane.
yeah,
Right.
none of the plane people were hurt. Like just the one person casualty.
No,
Which is like really shitty because as soon as he jumps the fence, nobody can go after him. There's no stopping
Right.
that situation from happening because if somebody else were to follow them, they would just get caught up too.
But-
Same
Well,
thing.
yeah.
They would
yeah.
Well, it
also
depends on what
be
part
in-
of the airport they went in. Most of the time, most of the airports have quite a distance between the fence and where, like, the takeoff area is, but it just depends on where he ended up going
but they
in.
still like if they didn't notice him right away, if they don't
They
notice
usually
him
would
until
shut the airport down, like it would be a no-fly, like they would have to stop movement
exactly
to get them
so
off.
he couldn't have been noticed then.
But Denver's
because nobody
huge.
was
They've
able
got
to stop.
multiple different areas, so
It was because I'm like, well, you can't stop him then.
also,
like,
I apologize for my
Right.
lack of plane terms. I'm saying propeller, but I know it's like a jet engine, but you guys know what I mean. But
Yeah,
Right.
we gotcha.
I'm like, I was
Spinny
thinking about
thing that lifts
We
it off the
understand.
ground.
yeah,
Like,
it was
the
just.
thing that goes.
But
boom.
man, it was just it's a crazy story.
it is insane. Like there's been.
yeah, it's just like your house fan's just bigger,
yeah.
a lot bigger. Working with them every day. I mean, there's always warnings on that. They have very specific zones not to go by because it's the same thing. I mean, they have us watch weird ass training videos and all that kind of stuff all the time, obviously too, because it's
but
something
a
that does
big
happen.
wired barbed fence. Like that's what I'm like.
That's something I feel like it had to be intentional.
They're also
Right.
like the
You don't
airports usually have
accidentally
hundreds
scale
of
a barbed
signs.
wire
Like,
fence.
No, he was
yeah,
probably.
well, there's usually
suicidal.
hundreds of signs that are like
They
taped
were on
Someone-
acid. Like I don't
No,
know.
they usually have security that goes around the perimeter and stuff. I don't know what else they have at Denver specifically, but
They would-
like if
they
they
would-
have like senses, like a lot of them will have people watching all the different sides or have like sensors in like the fences to
Yeah.
know.
Well, he got
Well, even if
through
like security
somehow,
caught
so-
him. Yeah, well, even
Yeah.
if somebody jumps the fence, like, and security sees it, like, what are they gonna like? Like they
They
can
just
go
do an
after
immediate
him,
shutdown, like the flight. They would
Right,
tell
but
everybody
if the plane's
to shut off.
already in motion.
I don't know
like
if they would have
depending
a
on where
plane.
it is in motion,
Yeah.
they can't just stop that easily. It depends like on how fast they're already going. If they're already
Yeah,
starting
it's not
to
like a
lift
car you
off
just
or
brake.
not, like you can't just brake.
And
like
yeah, I mean, in this case, thankfully, the plane was able to. It was not like
well.
But
Right,
it was
but
still-
I meant
it's-
like
yeah.
if you don't see the person fast enough, you can't, and you're already like gunning it. You're not just gonna immediately just bloop, and we're done now.
Well, no,
There's
that
still
definitely
a
couldn't happen. I
moment
just don't know
where-
how far away, like where he got on from where the takeoff strip is, because usually it's quite a distance between there and
right.
that.
no, I
in which
would
they
have no
couldn't
idea.
stop planes from going, but I don't know. There's probably a lot that'll come out later as they do an investigation, because there definitely will be one
Mhm.
for quite a while.
Unless
knows?
It was an inside.
I know
job.
the fact that they posted the video. I mean, they didn't like. Of course, all the news censors it, but they do have like a black and white security camera
Yeah.
of him. Yeah, you can see the guy walking out, and then of course the plane's going like
Taking off, yeah.
Like they don't of course show him getting sucked up because that would just be horrific to watch on the news. But
Right.
You can
it's
find
like,
a video of
geez.
it somewhere. I've watched some
I
really
don't-
I know. I'm not telling you to.
I-
I'm not telling
Yeah.
you to. I'm saying I bet you could. I've seen some.
I'm certain,
Joe,
yes.
My husband has showed me some messed up videos on Instagram.
Well, I'm sure they have
that I
actual
wish I
cameras
had
for that,
never seen in my entire life.
Not
man.
something anyone wants to watch. Except for the FAA, they want to know.
There's something I accidentally
Yeah.
watched on my feed that I wish never came to my feed, and now I'm scarred for life. Like every once in a while I just think about this video and it just drives me nuts. But I watched a man get crushed to death by an elephant. Very, very slowly crushed to death by an elephant. And as soon as I realized what was happening, I couldn't stop watching it. But now I'm just like super not okay, and now I don't like elephants. I'm like, like clearly he was doing something wrong to the elephant.
How did you watch this? Were
Clearly.
you like,
It was on Facebook. This was on Facebook
Yeah,
Reels. I
back
was just
in the day,
scrolling
before,
Reels.
like, the
This
filters.
was not that long ago.
Oh.
So
I mean,
This
Facebook is
was
yeah.
like maybe last year, maybe the year before that. Maybe. It was definitely after I met Joe. And it was definitely after he had shown me a couple messed up things on Instagram.
Oh no, and then
But-
the feed
and then
probably.
The algorithm was like, yeah.
It's the only messed up video that's shown up on my stuff, but I am so scarred
No.
of watching this video. And I'm like, it was in Africa, and this dude was definitely
People being
not
dumb.
treating that elephant correctly, but it doesn't justify the death. And it was
Well, to have it
so-
recorded, what that's meant.
It
I
was
would no.
recorded
Mm-mm.
in full color and audio and posted to
Nope.
Facebook. And
That's
it was
messed up.
It was
That's
super
very
messed
messed
up.
up.
Super messed up. And I'm so glad it's the only messed up video that has shown up on my feed, because I cannot.
How would you handle that? Oh, I'm gonna click the three dots and say I'm not interested. And Facebook's like, why? I'm not interested.
Why aren't you interested in this really messed up video of somebody getting crushed by an elephant? It's like, I don't know. Maybe
Did you
because
want
I
us
don't
to
want to
use
see
it for
human
30 days?
Man,
So-
at that
in
point, I was just
slow
like,
motion, because elephants do not move fast. Like, it was just a slow, like, repeated, just
nope,
It was-
nope. We're done. We're done.
yeah.
Censored. Skip.
Yeah, it was
Skip.
bad.
I don't know. The only thing I had recently was mine. I had a weird feed come up that was like, it was police cam footage kind of stuff, but they were
watched a
at
lot
some
of
sort of
those.
apartment complex because I guess some person decided to like let their dogs out, and like it was like a fenced in, like, you know how like apartments sometimes will have like the gated center area that's like grass and shit, like a, I don't know what they call it, like a park area kind of a thing in the middle of the different apartment
Courtyard sort
complex.
of deal.
Yeah, like something like that. But they let their dogs just like run out there, and they weren't even out there. But their dogs are like super hyper aggressive, and so they went and like they'd attacked somebody that tried to walk out there, and so they called the police. So the police came out there, and like these dogs were like feral frothing at them, like at the gate. Like I don't know, they opened it up to like go in to see like what was going on, and they immediately like attacked the police officers and like bit this guy's leg. And he like I was able to like close the door, but the dogs were so like insanely ramped up. I don't really know what was going on, or just super grumpy about them being there, that one ended up like biting at and eventually busting through the gate, and so he like shot them. Like, so yeah, that was exciting. But so you had to see that they kind of censored it a little bit, but I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And then they were trying to find the lady that has the dogs and whatnot, but I don't know. It was all specific, but that was not something I was exactly expecting to see pop
Yeah.
up on my feed either. But I was like, oh well. I
I
mean,
watch a lot of police cam videos, but I've never seen anything that messed up. I did see one of the super like drugged out dude though that shot a cop with his own like gun. Like he got the gun from the police officer who was a dumbass to engage with this dude in the first place. By himself, because he hadn't had the backup yet. So, and this dude was like twice his size. Like, and then got shot with his own gun. I can't remember if it was like an actual gun or a taser, but it required the police officer having to go to the hospital. He was okay, and they took down the other dude.
I could not imagine.
Eventually, but he was like he took the baton. He shot the dude, and then he took the baton and was just wailing on the cop, and you get to see like the body cam footage of most of that happening, and it's just like beat in most of the like the skull on the police officer. It was just like whacking him a lot with his.
It's just gotta be such a
I couldn't watch
freaking
that stuff. That's just,
scary job.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It didn't show anything because it was the dude's police cam, and then they didn't show any of the police cams from the other officers that made it to the scene of the police officer's face. So they censored it pretty good, but just knowing what happened and understanding the aftermath
be
is
like,
enough.
People are crazy.
They are.
Like,
I like watching the fun, like, Karens freak out about getting fired or, like, kicked out of Target.
Those are great.
Those ones are great. But when they get violent like that, I'm like, I can't handle you as much. I'm kind of a pussy. And I don't like that. I'm like all over here living my bubble.
It's crazy how like insane people are nowadays. I mean, I feel like maybe they've always been that way, but like there's just some of the crazy spectrum that I'm like,
definitely changed. Like from when we were kids and could go out and like be outside until the street lights came on and like it was fine and whatever, to now, I would never let my kids do that now. Ever. No. In a million years would never.
Well, even like just recently in our neighborhood, this lady was out. I don't know if it was her kid or whatever, but there was like a kid playing soccer or something, and this other like young guy came over, wanted to play, and he said no, and then he shot him. Like they shot and killed this guy and the lady that was there in our neighborhood. So like this kid, I mean, so it's just like people are crazy. Like
they are fucking insane. So yeah, no. The neighborhood we're in here, super nice neighborhood. So we let the kids go outside, but they have to stay within our vision. But, like we're in a good enough neighborhood with a gajillion children that it's like it's okay, but we still keep an eye on them. You know, we don't let them go too far. And there's a park right around the corner, and like I don't let my girls go yet because the oldest that goes with them to the park, we don't want him watching that many children, so he only goes with two of the other kids, and they have a walkie-talkie with them. But I don't let the girls go because I don't want him to feel like he needs to be responsible for that many children. And I don't think my oldest is quite there yet, so but it's a safe enough neighborhood that we're kind of like, okay. But if I was back at like my Muskegon house, absolutely not. I am there all the time, dude. I was even uncomfortable just letting them play in our fenced-in backyard without me being out there. Like that was like hard, unless the dog was out there with them. I always made the dog go out with them, like because she would rip them a new one. Lily is protective, man. But yeah, I think the world has gotten uglier, or at least we've allowed ugliness to get away with it a little bit more nowadays, so it's like more unsafe. So it's times have changed and it's not okay.
Yeah, it's a hard circle. I feel like things are so hard for everyone nowadays that it's just like a bad vicious cycle kind of, but
it's really bad. Everything's really bad. It's just like, dude. So
it's like everyone's struggling.
Everybody's struggling. So like, I don't know. I try to empathize with people, you know, rather than let my own frustration get the best of me, because I'm like, everybody's struggling right now. It doesn't matter how much you make, with the prices of everything being what they are. It's like impossible. Like, and gas being $5 a gallon. Like,
we filled up the tank and it was $80 fucking. I was like, what the hell? Like, why?
So,
why?
It's been rough.
Yeah. So like so we took 3 trips from Scottville. That's like 3.5 hours drive. Okay. So we moved on a Thursday and then we had to go back. We skipped Friday, but we went back Saturday and Sunday. So we did that drive and we're like, we're not doing any long drives for a while because gas is insane. It's
Yeah, ours was like $8, even with our Sam's Club like discount price. Like it was still ridiculous.
It's
And I'm like, you can't even like how are you gonna afford people gonna be affording to go to work anymore? Like like they don't pay enough now to like make it even affordable to have gas.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, I
not
remember being like in 2021. I remember when it was like over $5,
yeah.
and I remember then too. I remember asking my or talking to my boss at the time. I said, "Hey, could I work from home because it's cost me over $80 every week to fill up."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
insane. Well, and
it's pretty bad. Yeah.
My husband currently works like 30 minutes away from the house we're staying in. Kind of have to do that because like our plan is to like we already found the place that we want to move to, so we're just finding jobs that are close to where we want to move to. But until we move there, it's a long commute.
Yes.
And with gas prices being what they are, we're like, how do we cut this? So my husband's going to try and ride his motorcycle as much as possible to work because it's only $2 to fill up the motorcycle's gas tank versus like $80 to fill up our gas tank. So damn it.
I'm glad that I have a commuting car because I can't imagine like people who have
the Jeep is definitely better than the Journey. I gotta tell you, my Journey would have broke the bank. It would have been over $100 to fill that fucking thing.
Yeah.
It also wouldn't have made the
That's
trip
what the
anyways. It was
SUVs and the
completely
trucks
rusted out in the bottom. So yeah, it's bad.
It wasn't even. Well, I guess I was like, imagine it's like wasn't it like the same age as my car? Like it wasn't that.
It's a 2020. The Jeep is a 2020. The Journey was a 2015.
Okay. Man, it was already rusted that badly.
It was rusted out in the bottom, like throughout the entire bottom. But I don't think the previous owner took care of it either. So
yeah,
that makes it hard with these. Yeah, that's why I
used.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've been update like with in the winter, keeping my car washed more frequently just for the salt.
I was trying to get my husband to do with the Jeep because I was like, we don't want to cause that problem. They got car washed like
well, I know, and it's like it sucks because it's like
it is expensive though. It like costs money.
No, it is. It definitely is. It just doesn't help that manufacturers, I feel like they keep making things cheaper. The quality is poorer, and so the car is gonna rust out a lot faster. Yeah, really. Your car is like 90% plastic. So
like, I'd rather have my metal frame back, thank you. I know it made it heavier, and like heavier cars I think do worse on gas. I heard something about that. I don't know how true that is.
I'm certain there's some
but like
math to it, but
it was sturdier. At least if I got into an accident, it would just right into you. It doesn't crumble. I think that's how you get more whiplash though, but like that's fine.
Well, and rumors are true. They're talking about putting in like these sensors in new cars to like basically.
Joe's car just stops. If you get too close to somebody, his car just stops.
I hate that. I drove a car like that.
I think only reversing it just kind of stops. It's not as good as my mom's car was, where it like had lane detection, which I turned off when I drove her car because it drove me nuts.
Well, yeah, but, I've heard a lot of people just like nope.
And it'll slow you down if you get too close to the person in front of you.
Yep, I don't like that.
The Jeep though, I think it's only when you're reversing. It might be when you're going forward, but I know it does it when you're reversing. It has the rear view cam, and if you get too close, like in the red line, it will stop before you hit something backing up. And I kind of appreciate that because I'm super not confident in my reverse driving at all. So like that's helpful for me. But I wouldn't like it if it was like my mom's where it had like the lane detection where it just pushed you back into the lane. I was like, I'm trying to change lanes.
I just want the automatic light sensing high beams to come back eventually for all the cars. I just drove a fancy car when I had a rental, and it had all the fancy like mobobs, and it had like it would turn the lights on when it was dark, and it would know when there's another car, and then it would go back to normal, so I didn't have to keep freaking lever back and forth. I was like, wow, this is fancy.
What do you do like when somebody else has their high beams on? Can you just automatically flick on your high beams?
If you want, yeah, you can manually override it.
Okay, I'm saying because I like doing that to people. Be like, hey, guess what? No.
Yeah, you can still override it, but it'll leave it on automatic so that it'll just keep going, adjusting to itself.
I think one of my friends tried to do that. Loose term of friend tried to do that to somebody and flip their brights on to somebody who had their brights on, and then that person followed them and spun them into a ditch because he was drunk. So he turned around because she flipped her brights on to him. He turned around and chased her down, and then freaking
People be
whipped
crazy.
her off into the thing.
my God.
So I stopped flipping my brights on to people because I'm not looking.
But I feel like sometimes people just don't always know or forget to sometimes.
Yeah.
Which, valid, but I'm not gonna take the chance of it being a crazy.
Well, that's how you
drunk
just do.
person.
You just do the little flash.
That's
like,
what she
quick
did.
Little.
That's what.
Dude.
Like just a quick little, hey, your brights are on. Nothing vicious. Just
Dude.
hey,
Yeah,
your
'cause
brights are on, dude.
it's like,
and he flipped
yeah.
around and got super fucking angry.
Well, if he was
about it.
drunk, well,
Exactly,
see, those
'cause
kind
you
of
know
people
they're
shouldn't even
drunk.
have licenses. If you're so emotionally unstable
You
to
shouldn't
safely
have
drive a
one.
vehicle,
Yeah,
you shouldn't have.
They don't
licenses.
evaluate that when you get
If
your
you're-
license.
No, they should
I don't
evaluate
get how
your
it's
road
a,
rage.
how you.
They should
Some
evaluate
people
your
are
road
nuts.
rage. You should have to take
Like-
an emotional test or something. To
Well,
see
if you're
you're
so
mature
mad that you
enough
want to hurt
to
somebody with your
drive the
car,
dude.
like
Like it's
Right.
okay to
You
have
don't
the
get to have
thought.
a car.
Don't actually do it. Like, don't
You know, that's what I
actually
do with
act
the
on your
toddlers, is
intrusive
like-
thoughts, man.
So
If
some people's
they-
freaking car
if they
lights are
pick
so
up a
bright that I
toy
just
and
think
they
their
just,
brights
like-
are on all the time.
I know.
Yeah. It's like my toddlers. Like if they cannot control their impulse to be busting people's heads with blocks, the blocks get taken away.
Yeah.
If you cannot not drive a car while you are drunk, then you don't get to drive a car.
I mean, just watch any of like the dash cam videos online of just
Yeah.
crazy road ragers. Like,
I'll say I'm surprised they don't
insane,
have like a
road rage.
mandatory thing like where you have to blow into it, so it can sense if you like they do with the people that are drunk drivers, they'll put that shit in there so you can't start your car if you're drunk. I don't really know why they don't do that in general, but
Right.
Well,
That's
because
a
it
great
takes
idea.
away
I'll
your
get behind
freedom
that.
as a driver.
You
Like a
don't get that freedom.
It's
It's
a
illegal.
privilege. It's a privilege to have a car, and so it takes away your freedom
Yes.
of privilege if you have
You
to
shouldn't be
have
driving
a
drunk.
breathalyzer to be in
oh
there.
no,
I
yeah, you
agree,
shouldn't be driving
shouldn't
drunk.
be driving drunk. I agree. I just don't think that the breathalyzer
But you also should be
in
careful
every
if
car.
dropping. Yeah,
So-
'cause you got to be careful driving.
I mean,
That with
you
that
can't
line.
you can't infringe on people's rights. Okay, and I'm not saying it's right to drive drunk. That's not the point.
No.
It's the fact that people that do drive sober should not have to take a breathalyzer to drive their car. Like, that is not fair.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I would
Fair,
be, I don't
but-
drive drunk. I'd be fucking furious, dude. I'd be so goddamn angry if I had to blow into something every time I had to
just a
drive my
safety
car.
precaution.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'd be so mad if you infringed on my rights that far.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
I hate to be a buzzkill. I got to wrap up here because
I do also. 'Cause I gotta be up.
I
in a
got.
few hours.
That's
Yeah.
valid. I'll probably wake up when my husband does in like a few
Well.
hours. So
A sleepy time.
that's fair. Yay!
Well, fun times.
Fun times.
Yay.
Just chatting.
Yep,
Yeah.
this is just a nice chatty episode to get back in, and then we can come reconvene next week.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
like
Don't eat that, dude. That's where it's
Don't
gonna cut
eat
off.
that.
That's where the episode's gonna
Yeah.
end. Don't eat
He's
that as
eating-
it fades into the exit.
It's clean, but it's one of those brushes you use for like contact cement and glue. It's an unused brush, but Link absolutely loves it.
That's funny.
You know, cats be
Eating the
doing
brush
cat
right
things.
now.
Yeah,
So.
That's hilarious. Oh my
Well, I
God.
got power tools and stuff all over the place, so it could be worse for something to chew on, I suppose.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know.
It's just, yeah.
as
Yep.
you do.
But anyway.
Well, we'll reconvene.
Enjoy
next
your
week.
week, ladies, and to everyone else. And we will see you all next week, hopefully.
Yes. Adios, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Right?